Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we've got several topics to look at today, including a new firmware for the PlayStation 5 and what type of features are in it. But before we get into that, it looks like we finally have a release date for Starfield. So today, in a video announcement, we find out that Starfield will be getting a direct on June 11th, and it will be preceded by an Xbox Game Studio Big Summer Product Showcase. Now, we don't know what time either of these events will happen. We'll probably find that out when we get closer to the date. But they did go ahead and announce the release date for Starfield. But before I tell you that, let me give you a little bit of a backstory here. See, Starfield was supposed to come out on November 11th of last year, but in May 2022, Bethesda announced that the game was going to be delayed until 2023. The actual release date was never confirmed by the official Starfield support page, but it did state that the game would come in the first half of 2023. So now, what's the date? It's actually coming out September 6th, so it's been kind of delayed, I guess you would say, from that original release window of the first half of 2023. And this doesn't surprise me much. We really haven't seen anything about this game recently. Microsoft had a big showcase, I believe it was back in January, and there was no mention of Starfield anywhere, which led many people to believe that it might not be coming out as soon as we thought. But now we have an actual release date, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. Do you think the game will be pretty much ready to go after getting delayed by about 10 months? Or do you think we could be looking at another Cyberpunk type release? Make sure to drop me a comment below and let me know. Next, we have an update for the PlayStation 5. You can see this over at their official blog.playstation.com site. And I thought this would be worth taking a look at as there's several interesting features. Let's just kind of go through the list here. On the social features, you can now do a Discord voice chat through your PS5 console. Now, they do mention that if you've linked Discord to your PlayStation before, you may have to do this again in order to get the correct permissions for voice chat. You can also now start or request a share screen from your friend's profile. There's now a join game icon in party chats, and in the game hub you can now see which of your friends play a particular game, and now you have the option to manually upload game captures to the PlayStation app. And I'm not sure if you were aware, I wasn't before I kind of looked into this, that you can set it to automatically upload already, but you have to go in and turn some features on for that. And this just makes it a little easier to use your phone app to maybe post a video or a screenshot to other social media. Now, they do have a caveat here. The clips have to be under 3 minutes, and it's not able to do the 4K ones. But moving on to some new gameplay and personalization options, we now have a variable refresh rate, or VRR, for 1440p. And they've made some updates as far as being able to test the 1440p output. And for game library enhancements, you can now sort and filter games when adding games to a game list. And you can also filter titles based on PlayStation VR2 games. You can now set your preferences to manage who can join and who can invite other players to multiplayer sessions that you've created. And as far as some new accessibility and ease of use features, you can now use the cloud saves to play a PS4 game that you may have had a cloud save on a PS4 over on your PS5. And if you have a PS5 game that supports a PS4 save, you can now also just pull that from the cloud. Of course, you have to have a PlayStation Plus subscription for this. And then an update that I thought was kind of noteworthy here, they've added PS5 to PS5 data transfer. So if you have a perfectly working good PlayStation 5 and you buy another PlayStation 5, you can transfer that data over to it. Now you may ask yourself, why would I do that? Why would I buy another PlayStation 5 if I already have one? Well, this is probably coming up for some type of model revision. Say they come out with a new PlayStation 5 Slim and you want to get that version, or maybe they come out with some type of themed version and people like to buy those special themed ones and you want to move everything over and sell your old one. Well, this update now would allow you to easily do that. Now, another thing that I've seen, not documented, but I've seen some people on Twitter say, is apparently with this update, if you were playing a disc version of a game and then you buy it digitally, you don't have to reinstall it. You can just use the install that was already there that came off of the disc. So that seems like a good feature to have that would save you a lot of time and bandwidth. And the final feature listed here is one that I'm looking forward to the most, and it's the ability to update your controller wirelessly. I know I was kind of befuddled one day when I turned on my PS5 and it says, oh, you need to plug your controller in to update. So it looks like that won't need to be done anymore. So overall, some pretty hefty updates here in this version 7.00. As you would expect, anytime an integer release of a firmware is out, I would expect some decent updates to it. And yes, I'm looking at your way, Nintendo. And that's all we have for today. Did anything we cover catch your attention? And if you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing so you can get more of these videos into your feed. I want to thank you for watching and be good.